John Dow here. I have a couple of hints for you for your airplanes. The first thing I'd like to show you is this Great Plains cutoff wheel, reinforced cutoff wheel, and costs about $5. And when you buy this, it comes with a cutoff wheel, which we don't need, this axle right here, and a nut and a washer. And what I discovered is, while some people may use this as a cutoff wheel, it's a great axle for your electric airplane. And all you have to do is you take your carbon fiber landing gear, you run it in on that side, you put the nut on it, and then you could put a washer on this side, and you run your wheel in it and put a 1/8 collar on the other side to hold your wheel, like so, and it works perfect. When you put this nut on, you want to use some blue super lock thread locker, and when you put it on, the only hint I have is just tighten this up snug. Don't tighten it too tight, because if you really crank on it, it'll break off at the threads, which I've done before. But I just put some blue thread locker on it, snug it up, and it's good to go. And then it seems like a very durable axle. I've been running it for a year on my Addiction, a lot of hard landings, so I've never had a break. So the nice thing about it is a lot of the manufacturers for an axle, they just use a screw that has threads on it, and the threads will gall out your wheel and make it wobbly, whereas this is a nice smooth surface. Your wheels will last a long time. Here's one that I set up with wheel pants. You can kind of see it in there. I used you can cut the axle off with a Dremel tool like this one. Just buzz it off. So I put it in here, cut off the axle, put the 1/8 inch collar on it, and it's perfect. It'll last a long time. Next thing I'd like to show you is I'm a big fan of 3M products, Scotch 3M, and this is one thing I like to use is their Velcro. It's a great product. It's the best Velcro I've found to use. And this is what it looks like. You can cut it to length, but it sticks pretty good. If you put it down on balsa or a lot of other surfaces, what you want to do is put some of this super glue on it, just like a medium super glue. This is what I use, is this stuff here, because I like it because it doesn't have fumes. But you glue it down with some super glue, and it works really good for your battery hold down, to put down your receiver, safety strap around your battery tray, that kind of stuff. The other Scotch 3M product that I really like is this mounting tape, and this is what it looks like. I also get this at Fred Meyer's. It's in the same right there with the Velcro, but it's kind of like the old servo tape, but it's thinner, and the adhesive on it is really good, really strong. And what I use this for is to put down my servo wires, because I see a lot of people that have servo wires going to the servos in the fuselage, and they're just bouncing around in there, and sometimes you see them doing rolls and the wires are slapping inside the fuselage. So this makes for a really nice way to secure your wires, a very clean setup. And one thing you can do too is if you put them up in the fuselage, is you can take a screwdriver and you press it on the tape like that, and then you can put it up inside. So if you can't get your fingers in there, that's how you can get it up inside. And I can show you on my Addiction X here what it looks like. So here's the receiver, and what I did is I put a square right on top of the receiver. Then you can run your wires and you can push them down right on there. I also use it for the antenna on the receiver, and you can bond it down to balsa wood or whatever you need. Then here's my wires going back to the servos, so you can see I've got them stuck down, and then when I put them in the fuselage, there you can see the plugs, and you just stick them down in the fuselage on the plugs. You can run some over the top, keeps the plugs from coming loose. Here I have a little former thing around it over the former to protect the wires, and it secures the wires really good. I don't have to worry about them slapping around or coming loose, and it's very easy on the wires too. It's not like putting a really tight twisty tie or something on it that's going to cut into the wire, but it holds up really good. And there you can see my Velcro that I got, my Scotch 3M Velcro. Works great. And that's my tip for the day. Happy flying.